everyone, welcome to Crappy Reviews, home of no rules reviews. And what does no rules reviews mean exactly? Well, it means whatever the hell I want it to mean. I don't adhere to any set professional standard. Obviously, if you're going to go into a place called Crappy Reviews, you've exhausted all other options. You've tried the rest, now try me out. It's all raw in my own thoughts and personal opinions, and if you don't like it, don't watch. Pretty simple, really, but there's always some moron who doesn't understand what optional content is. Today I'm reviewing Tom Clancy's The Division for the Xbox One. It's always interesting when I'm trying to gather enough data to do a review for a game, but the truth is, I played in the alpha and in multiple betas for The Division, so I'm probably uniquely qualified to review this game because I've already spent so much damn time with it. I actually doubt that any one review will stay relevant with this game very long, mainly because these types of games are constantly evolving and changing, adding new content. So keep in mind that this review is strictly for what was available day one, and perhaps I'll do a new and updated review when large content drops become available, but I've had a lot of people ask me that see me gaming on Xbox One on this, is it any good? So Crappy, how's The Division? Crappy, is The Division any good? Should I buy The Division? Is it any good? Hey Crappy, can I get The Division? Should I get it? Is it any good? Is The Division any good? I hear it over and over again. So hopefully this helps alleviate some of those questions. Graphically, The Division is one of the most gorgeous games I've ever seen, and it's an open world game, so that's doubly impressive. So that's not really something that's easy to pull off. All the little details are flawlessly represented here, from the shine of a trash bag, the light, just the whole effect of it, the litter on the streets, smoke rises and billows, unlike anything I've seen in other games before. The character models are on point, and the frame rate sticks to a rather steady output. The only time I've had issues with lag, which was actually server issues and not due to the game or anything like that, as combat actually sees the frame rate stay at a high output. So when you're fighting numerous enemies on the screen, there's no kind of lag or anything like that I've noticed. There's only a little bit of server issues that I've noticed early on, but those seem to have been ironed out. Now the game itself is a third-person cover-based shooter, and while the mechanics are nothing spectacular or really groundbreaking, a lot of what the game has to offer is actually quite new. You can team up with a squad of up to 4 players and do story missions together, side missions together, or just wander around the streets for random events together. Now there's an abundance of real-world weapons, and I didn't even realize how much I missed real-named guns until now. If you guys know me, you know that Call of Duty 4 is my favorite Call of Duty game, and the newer Call of Duty games don't have real guns in there. They're just random guns. So it was really nice to get back to like an MP5 or an M4 carbine. You know, I just enjoy those. Now you earn XP, level up your character, and unlock new perks and abilities throughout the game. One of the cooler aspects of The Division is the dynamic day-night cycle with the weather as well. So really bad snowstorms can make it difficult to see very far, and that can actually affect the gameplay quite intently. Now the real treat in The Division is the Dark Zone, which is a PvP area. Lots of high-end weapons are in this area, but players can go rogue and actually kill each other and steal the loot and weapons that you drop. So because this area is contaminated though, you'll have to call in a chopper to airlift the items out of the Dark Zone that you've actually earned. The problem then becomes that when you call in the chopper, it alerts other players in the areas and they can come in and open fire. Now the Dark Zone has its own progression system as well. In reality, the Dark Zone is like the Wild West. Basically, people with itchy trigger fingers make it a heart-pounding experience, and one of the best experiences of the game. Sticking to the alleyways, desperately searching for a safe house. If you die in the Dark Zone, you lose XP and ranking, so be careful. You have to be extra careful, and that gives an extra thrill to the game. Also, you don't have to worry about going into the Dark Zone and getting killed by someone. Say you go in at a level 15, you don't have to worry about a level 30 killing you because there's different areas. They won't be able to see you, you won't be able to see them. So they've done it and handled things really, really well as far as the Dark Zone is concerned. The controls can be clunky at times, I'll be the first to admit that. And if you're used to a game like Gears of War, you might accidentally vault over like a wall when you go into battle occasionally, and it's totally an accident. Like, that happens to me multiple times. But overall, it's easy to pick up, and it's hard to put down. The story itself is actually pretty well done as well. On Black Friday, a smallpox epidemic is transmitted by virus that's planted onto a money, and it sweeps through New York City. The disease, which is called green poison, causes really bad chaos, and Manhattan is placed under quarantine, and the government activates these people from the Division who are just normal government people running around, and then they get activated, and then there's a Division. It's pretty interesting how it comes along. I don't want to spoil too much, but you could probably already guess that there's obviously a virus, so that's not really giving away some major plot point. Now there are some minor glitches that I've encountered, but overall nothing game breaking, and I have to admit that the Division is more than what I had in mind for this generation from the beginning. And seeing how gorgeous the game actually is gives me hope that the rest of the generation as whole will be able to pull it together and have a great... The Division is meant to be played with friends, in my opinion. It doesn't seem like it'd be a great time solo, but you can do matchmaking pretty easily. As it stands right now, The Division is one of the best games I've played this generation. It blends fun and action in a way no other game can. It'd be easy to try and compare the game to Destiny, but Destiny isn't in the same league or category as The Division in my opinion. Tom Clancy's The Division grabs you in right away and never lets go. I highly recommend it, and it gets a fantastic 9 out of 10. Please remember to comment, rate, subscribe, rack 'em up. Thanks for watching. CrapgamerReviews out.